Hey guys, it's me, Jessica of Not Carrie Bradshaw. You may know me from my writing, from my podcast, from my Instagram, from my website, or you may not know me at all, which is fine. We're gonna get to know each other really well on this here YouTube channel. Basically, I am a girl from Atlanta who moved to New York to work in media. I've been in New York for about 5 or 6 years now, and I want to work in media more. So the natural progression of things for me was to try a YouTube channel. It was also really heavily put upon me by a lot of my friends. So here I am, taking a stab at it. I have a lot of thoughts and opinions on a lot of things, and I love to talk. So I'm always looking for reasons and ways to talk about the things that I'm curious about, that I have questions about. I'm always pondering about something as it relates to pop culture or feminism or black people or whatever. I spend a lot of time alone. I think a lot. Hello. Anyone who lives in New York, is from New York, has visited New York can tell you it's actually kind of a lonely place to live. Again, separate conversation for a separate video. What I want to talk about today is this whole concept that I've been seeing on Twitter and on Instagram about be her piece and be his piece. So, I don't believe that that should go either way. I don't think that a man can be a woman's piece, or a woman can be a man's piece, or a woman can be a woman's piece, or a man can be a man's piece, if you're non-gender conforming, whatever. I don't think that another person in any kind of romantic relationship can be another person's piece. I just don't get that. I feel like peace is a thing that you're supposed to achieve on your own. Like if you feel conflicted about things in your life, or you're not managing your life well, or you get overwhelmed easily, that's something for you to like work on with a therapist and a journal and like a spiritual advisor. But that's not something that your significant other should have to be responsible for. Now, I 100% believe in not being draining. Don't be draining. But I also think that it's important for us to take responsibility for ourselves. Like emotional responsibility is so important. And I think that telling people to be other people's piece is a weird way to absolve people of that emotional responsibility. That's almost like telling someone to give another person self-esteem. How can I give you self-esteem? I can help you to feel better about yourself, but ultimately, no matter how many compliments I throw on you, if you don't have a healthy amount of self-esteem, it's not gonna count for anything. So it's just like throwing shit at a wall to see what's gonna stick, and it just won't. Like you can't provide peace to a person who is not peaceful within themselves. I think that this may or may not have come from the Pastor John Gray video. And I gotta say, I was really disappointed in what he said on Sister Circle, because I've seen him speak before, and he's an amazing pastor. He's actually one of the first pastors that I saw when I first moved to New York, and I started attending Hillsong. And I thought that he was a phenomenal speaker, but basically when he was on Sister Circle, he was talking about this whole notion of how men have to get with a woman who is bigger than them so that the man can grow into the woman. And what really got me was that he was saying that his wife experienced more pain birthing him than birthing their children. That is so weird and sick to me. Like, I just don't think that it is any woman's job to birth a grown man. And I get that it was a metaphor, but in a way, was it? I think that we're all growing as people, if you're lucky, if you're aware you're growing as a person. So none of us are ever really gonna be perfect. And ideally, you wanna be with a person who will grow with you, but you shouldn't make another person responsible for your growth. Like, take responsibility for your own emotional well-being and show up for a person the best possible version of yourself that you can be then. But don't go into somebody's life being an emotional burden. Like, it's so unfair. And I think that if all of us took more time to do the work on self, when we met up with other people, we wouldn't end up with so much emotional collateral damage. Like, that's how we end up hurting each other so much, because we're not processing things and we're projecting them onto the people we're dating or even onto our friends. And I will say, I am a feminist. We'll get to that at a later time. But I don't believe that men have it harder than women, or that women have it harder than men, especially as Black people. I just think that we have different experiences and we have to respect each other's experiences. And with that being said, I just don't think it's fair for us to expect for women to carry the emotional baggage or the trauma of men who have not done the work on themselves. And the same can be said for women, but I'm a woman who attempts to date men, so I can't speak on the reverse, or for people who date same sex. Regardless, you cannot carry what someone else has not accounted for within themselves. So I don't want you to be my piece. I don't want to be your piece. I want us to both be working on ourselves and mutually support each other. But I'm not going to absolve you of responsibility for yourself. It's just not fair. I don't know. This could also be because I'm aggressively single, have not been with anybody worthwhile in a really long time. So maybe my views are a bit skewed on that. I'm not sure, but drop down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about this whole be his piece, be her piece thing. Keep it cute. Don't come at me crazy. We can talk about this like civilized people, but I want to know what you guys think. Yeah, so that's it for the first video. I'm going to try to come back to you guys next week with something new, a new topic to discuss, and I'll talk to you then. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.